EDP445, a YouTuber with an incredibly loyal fan base of over 2 million subscribers, would seemingly end his entire career whenever he would get caught trying to meet up with what he thought was a 13-year-old girl. This sting operation would send his life into a very public 2-year-long downward spiral that would reveal things about him that somehow even made the event that caused his demise seem minuscule.
This entire situation was all based on jealousy and greed.
Months before EDP would actually be exposed to the world, he would get into a back and forth with a YouTuber that goes by the name of Cold Raven. Cold Raven would throw some pretty serious accusations towards EDP in his videos and pretty much just call him out for being a predator. Cold Raven would be met with an insane amount of backlash and hate for his videos and would be dismissed as just a clout chaser as soon as he would upload them. To be completely fair, Cold Raven's YouTube channel was essentially just EDP's channel if he was rooting for a different team, and he also just wasn't as funny, so it would make sense for people to think that he was leeching off of EDP's name. The problem with that is that it wasn't just small jabs that Cold Raven was throwing at EDP, he was showing some pretty good screenshots or evidence, and it was something that you normally wouldn't see from someone, and if they were actually real, they would be pretty hard to explain. This was just one screenshot that Cold Raven would put in one of his videos, and this is allegedly coming from EDP. I'd have this big bouncing on my dick, and it has some big ass fucking titties, along with a picture of a 15-year-old girl. At the time, this was the only type of evidence that Cold Raven had, and since these screenshots could definitely be edited or photoshopped in some way to make it look like they were coming from EDP, it would make sense for EDP's fan base to think that he was lying about him for attention. This would go on for months and months, and Cold Raven would come out with brand new videos showing screenshots allegedly from EDP talking about some random new underage girl that he was flirting with, and every single time he would upload one of these videos, it would instantly get more dislikes than it got likes, and EDP's fan base would pretty much just defend him.
Sophie is how old? Before, and again, I have it right here. I know the answer, but I just need you to tell me the answer. How old is she?
13.
13, okay.
This is where the entire public view on the EDP and Cold Raven situation would completely switch, and Cold Raven would become the good guy, and EDP would become the obvious bad guy. On this day, EDP would get caught doing something that would almost guarantee his unemployment for the rest of his entire life. The worst part about this entire situation is that EDP came up with the worst possible lie whenever he was questioned about being there.
Go ahead.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
He probably could have literally said anything other than, oh, I'm here for a cupcake, and it would have gone better for him. This guy probably could have said he was searching for fucking buried treasure, and it would have been more believable. It's just the worst possible excuse to come up with, and it's obviously something that's going to get memed and make even more people aware of this situation. The result of this video would be the very definition of someone ruining their career almost instantly, and within a week, every single social media platform in existence that EDP was on would ban him. EDP445 would go from being one of the most well-respected and looked up to individuals on the entire internet to one of the most hated in less than 1 week. What used to be EDP's fan base, along with the rest of the entire internet, would make it their personal mission to make EDP the next online punching bag and bash on him for the next several months. There were memes getting millions of views making fun of EDP. There were huge YouTubers and streamers making fun of him and talking about the terrible things he had done.
EDP445 was a massive YouTuber who got Chris Hansened by another group online called Predator Poachers.
There were even mainstream news articles talking about how much of an absolute freak show this man was. Occasionally there will be a pretty big YouTuber who will get exposed for doing something sick and disgusting that will actually get away with it and just lay low for a few months, but with EDP it was clear that this wasn't the case at all. There was literally no excuse for what he got caught doing. It's not like someone was fucking holding him at gunpoint, forcing him to text this 13-year-old girl. He did it out of free will, and he tried to meet up with her in real life. Despite the internet bullying EDP for months and months after he was originally caught, he would still try to come back on various different social media platforms.
I'm cool on that bullshit. I'm flying solo, nigga, from now on, man.
So you don't want bitches, but you want kids?
Block him, he's gone.
It was almost impossible for him to get a job because he was one of the biggest YouTubers and he got exposed for doing one of the worst things that you can do, especially if you're someone in his position. Not only was his income completely taken away, but he was also homeless because every time he would move into a new apartment complex or somewhere new, people would find out and just get him kicked out. This would mean EDP would be forced to stay in different hotels and random places while also trying to find another job that would somehow accept him. After a few months, he would eventually come to the realization that the chances of him finding a job in real life were very slim, and online would probably be the only way to really make any type of income.
The website will be launching later this week.
There's only been a few YouTubers who have had the audacity to upload their videos onto other social media platforms, let alone one that they created themselves, and almost every single one of them just ends up quitting and coming back to YouTube in the end. The difference with EDP in this situation is that he obviously can't just come back onto YouTube and pretend like nothing happened. He almost has to depend on the fans that he has left to support his website. EDP would obviously end up getting this website launched, but not before doing a little bit of promotion in the weeks leading up to it.
Chet Goldstein, or should I call you Alex Rosen? I've seen punk-ass, bitch-made, hoe-ass motherfuckers like yourself come and fucking go. See, here's the thing, my nigga. This fucking website, and yes, bitch, the website is real. You feel me? It's gonna be popping. The website is real.
EDP was clearly taking the approach of stir up as much drama as possible to promote my website, and to a certain extent, it was working. So how successful was this website? Well, the website that EDP created went up on June 8th, and surprisingly, he still had fans that were supporting him on this website. It's safe to say that at this point, EDP probably felt that he was on top of the world and there was nobody who could cancel him because he had done the worst possible thing that you can do for someone in his position, and he was still succeeding to a certain extent, but that would all change after a whopping 2 days of his website being public. On June 10th, the EDP445 website was completely shut down and no one, not even EDP himself, was able to access it. This would leave EDP with almost no options left. It would seem like every single social media platform in existence would ban him, and it looked like it was all finally coming to an end. That is, until an account owned by EDP would be discovered on a platform that truly does not give a fuck who you are, and worst of all, this platform is mainly made up of children. Of course, I'm talking about TikTok. EDP's TikTok account had existed pretty much ever since a few months after he was banned from YouTube, but now's the time when he would really become active on it and try to grow a fan base on there. He was absolutely successful with this too. EDP would gain over 50,000 followers on his TikTok account and show that the amount of people remaining in his fan base was way bigger than anyone ever expected. This would show that not only does TikTok not really care who's on their platform, but it would also show that these people are willing to look past what EDP has done just because he's funny. What his fanbase probably didn't know is that EDP still thought that all of this was just a big joke. Almost 2 years after the cupcake incident, and just as everyone had started to forget about EDP, he would upload a video onto his TikTok account that was pretty scary, to say the least. This video would show that EDP clearly thought that this was all just a big joke, and even though it had effectively ruined his entire life, he was still not willing to admit that he was in the wrong. While he might not have actually come out and said that verbatim in the cupcake video, he would straight up come out and say it whenever he was asked if he was sorry in an interview.
Yeah.
You know, and as far as the whole remorse and as far as the whole remorse shit, and making an apology video, first off, I'm not apologizing for shit.
This
Secondly,
entire interview would show that EDP really did not care or feel remorseful for his actions at all, and it really is just sickening. If you want to put yourself through the pain of watching the entire 30-minute long video, it will be in the description down below. At this point, EDP's lost the respect of even the most hardcore fans that he once had that were willing to look past the fact that he was a just because he was funny, and it seems like not even those people like or respect him anymore, let alone anybody else. Thank you guys for watching all the way until the end of today's video. If you did enjoy, definitely don't forget to go down below and drop a like. I'd really appreciate it, and also chances are if you did like this video, then you'll like my last one. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.